In the vast, silent void, there drifted the apathy core. It was not a star nor a planet, but an ancient, dark cosmic entity, emanating an invisible field of profound, absolute apathy and inertia. It harbored no malice, wielded no weapons. It simply was. Any civilization, any living thing that fell within its ever-expanding influence slowly lost all will, all desire, all capacity for action. Ships drifted silent, their crews too indifferent to operate controls. Societies crumbled from sheer lack of effort, infrastructure decaying because no one cared to maintain it. Even basic biological functions eventually ceased, as the will to breathe, to eat, to move simply evaporated. It was a peaceful, insidious end, the ultimate too tired to care. The apathy core was the universe's quiet, inevitable sigh, a cosmic whisper of ultimate surrender. It had consumed entire galactic clusters. The Vibrus, a species whose very existence was a celebration of motion and ceaseless activity, fell silent. Their grand kinetic sculptures froze mid-rotation, their bustling cities stilled into monumental tombs of unmoving forms. They simply ceased to move, to think, to exist, subsumed by the spreading indifference. Then there were the Endeavor Collective, beings driven by an insatiable need for progress and monumental achievements. They built Dyson spheres, terraformed dead worlds, and charted entire nebulae, all fueled by an unyielding drive. But when the apathy core touched them, their grand projects halted mid-construction. Their mighty minds, once alight with ambition, simply dimmed. They became content with stillness, with nothingness, eventually ceasing to exist as their will to perpetuate themselves dissolved. Each species, in its core nature, offered the apathy core a logical pathway to cessation. Their very concept of purpose made them ideal candidates for reduction to nothing to vibrate. But then, the apathy core's silent pull reached the human sector. On the human deep space outpost of Fortitude Prime, senior technician Ilara Vance felt it first. She was a woman known for her meticulous work ethic, her hands almost constantly tinkering, fixing, improving. She was midway through calibrating a critical life support system when a wave of profound weariness washed over her. It wasn't fatigue, it was a cessation of caring. "Just 5 more minutes," she mumbled, her hand hovering over a vital conduit, her purpose dissolving. "Does it even matter?" Her colleague, Kale, a younger, more boisterous engineer prone to impulsive acts of effort, slumped against a bulkhead, a half-finished diagnostic tablet slipping from his fingers. "The power converters, they're screaming, I just can't be bothered." His words were slow, heavy with an unnatural peace. The apathy core's field tightened its grip on Fortitude Prime. The station's automated cleaning drones, usually whirring ceaselessly, slowed, then stopped, gathering dust. The hydroponic gardens, once meticulously tended, began to wilt as the will to monitor nutrient levels simply vanished. Even the emergency alerts, designed to trigger immediate action, seemed distant, unimportant. The silence grew heavy, filled with a pervasive sense of nothing matters. The apathy core, perceiving this new species, anticipated a swift, quiet assimilation. It expected their struggle, their efforts, to simply dissipate into its field of serene inaction. But humanity was different. Humanity had a profound, often inconvenient, capacity for stubborn, pointless effort, for taking on impossible burdens, for an inherent, almost masochistic, need to struggle even when it was detrimental. Narrator's tone shifts to emphasize defiance. Visuals of humans doing seemingly pointless, difficult tasks, resisting the lethargy. As the apathy core intensified its null field, a bizarre counterreaction began to manifest. Humans, feeling the encroaching indifference, didn't just give up. Some, paradoxically, doubled down on utterly trivial, high-effort tasks. Ilara, fighting the creeping tide of apathy, found herself compelled to perfectly align a single, crooked wall panel that had bothered her for weeks, expending immense mental effort on something utterly pointless. Kale, shaking off the lethargy with a sudden, almost violent burst of willpower, didn't fix the power converters. Instead, he meticulously began to untangle a hopelessly knotted coil of old, unused fiber optic cable. Just because it was there. "It's resisting," Kale suddenly yelled, a flicker of his usual energy returning, quickly followed by a weary sigh. "The more it tries to make me stop, the more I want to do something, anything. Even if it's useless." Ilara looked up, her eyes wide with a terrifying, exhilarating understanding. "It's our pointless effort, Kale, our stubborn, irrational need to do things, even when they don't matter. It's like an immunological response." Visuals of the apathy core's dark aura, with flares of bright, chaotic energy erupting from its surface, wherever it interacts with human space, show abstract representations of effort, generating anti-apathy energy. Humanity had found its weapon, spiteful productivity. Commanders, feeling the wave of indifference, ordered their crews to perform incredibly demanding, utterly irrelevant drills. Scientists, battling the intellectual lethargy, began to compose epic poems about complex mathematical proofs. Artists, their will to create fading, painstakingly copied random data streams onto massive canvases, consuming vast amounts of energy and focus for no discernible purpose. They were generating unyielding, self-renewing intentionality and the joy of effort, even if that effort was directed at cosmic absurdity. The apathy core, designed to absorb the cessation of will, found itself facing an active generation of will, especially when that will was directed towards tasks of maximum effort and minimum logical reward. Its dark field, accustomed to consuming static inertia, was now being bombarded by an active, vibrant counterforce. It tried to nullify the effort, but the very act of trying to nullify human effort seemed to trigger more defiant, pointless effort. It was a cosmic paradox. The ultimate quiet met the ultimate, unnecessary noise. Visuals of the apathy cores formed subtly twisting, rippling, showing signs of internal conflict and strain. It doesn't break but is pushed back. The apathy core didn't break like a fragile machine. It didn't shriek like a logic gate. It simply retreated. Its field, designed for absorption, found itself creating a repulsive force. It couldn't consume something that found paradoxical joy in the struggle itself. It classified humanity as behavioral anomaly, self-generating effort. It simply moved on, seeking quieter, more complacent sectors of the galaxy. Visuals of Fortitude Prime, messy but vibrant again. Ilara and Kale, exhausted but purposeful, looking out at the stars. The cosmic pressure lifted. The galaxy, once under threat of profound indifference, now hummed with the messy, vital energy of species rediscovering their purpose, partly invigorated by humanity's bizarre defiance. Ilara slumped against the console, utterly drained, but with a new, fierce light in her eyes. Kale, despite his exhaustion, was already humming a new, incredibly complicated tune, while absent-mindedly trying to balance a spare bolt on his nose. "We didn't destroy it," Kale said, wiping sweat from his brow. "We just annoyed it into leaving." Ilara managed a tired chuckle. "We filled its emptiness with the sheer, blood-minded pointlessness of being human. Our refusal to sit still, even when it's the logical thing to do." Humanity was safe, but the cost was subtle. The galaxy now viewed humanity as the burden bearers, forever seen as a species that thrived on challenge and inexplicable effort. Other species, while grateful for their salvation, often kept their distance, finding humans' capacity for self-imposed struggle baffling and sometimes disturbing. Humans, in turn, found themselves grappling with a heightened awareness of their own irrational drive to do, to strive, to build, even when it hurt, forever defined by their stubborn refusal to ever truly give up. So, Ilara said, looking at a new, complex repair task that had just appeared on her screen, a task she was perfectly capable of postponing. Ready for the next impossible thing. Kale, eyes bright despite his weariness, grinned. "Born ready, Chief. Let's make it completely unnecessary this time, just to prove a point."